I used to think fasting was just not eating, a religious act, a form of discipline, or worse, a kind of self-punishment. But then I started asking myself, aren't greed and gluttony both sins? At first, they seemed very similar. But the more I thought about it, the more I saw the difference. Greed is wanting more of what you don't have. Gluttony is not being able to stop with what you already have. One is taking, one is consuming. But both lead to the same result. They take control of you. Part 1. When sin is losing focus on what truly matters. At its core, sin is not just doing something wrong. It is anything that distracts you from God and your spiritual purpose. That's why ideas like the 7 deadly sins were created. Not to list behaviors, but to point out patterns that can take over your attention. Gluttony is overconsumption. Greed is taking and keeping without sharing. One person cannot stop eating. Another cannot stop holding on, but both come from the same root. A hunger that is never truly satisfied. Part 2. When I fasted and realized I wasn't just hungry for food. In the Bible, fasting is abstaining even just from drinking water for a period of time. I practice fasting according to guidance that I believe comes from God. I fast on Saturday evenings until Sunday Mass. At other times of the year, my eating habits vary. Perhaps eating only one meal a day, or only small meals. For example, a piece of fruit for breakfast, half a portion for afternoon snack, and dinner with a portion similar to lunch. To practice slow eating, I often eat only breakfast a day, follow things like Second Society, and read books on church history, or attend morning and evening Mass each day. In short, it's not just food, I'm also abstaining from social media, noise, distractions, even withdrawing from society, slowing down, maintaining distance in relationships, abstinence in intimate relationships for couples, but most importantly, purpose and guidance. Whatever way you fast, remember, when you fast, do not look sad like hypocrites. They look miserable so that people will see they are fasting, but that is all the reward they will receive. So when you fast, wash your face and make yourselves presentable. So no one will know that you are fasting except your Father, who is with you even in private. He can see what you do in private, and he will reward you. Part 3. When hunger becomes quiet, other things begin to speak. At first, the hunger is strong, but after some time, the hunger fades, and with it, greed weakens, restlessness settles, other desires become quieter. When you remove the most basic craving, food, other cravings begin to lose their power. And then, something else appears. Man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. For the first time, this was not just a verse. It became something I experienced. Part 4. Fasting is not about form, but about intention. There are many ways to fast, but without purpose, all of them become empty. Many people fast, but nothing changes. Because they are only restricting, not truly seeking. When you fast, do not look sungba, as the hypocrites do. Fasting is not meant to be seen by others. It is something personal between you and God. Part 5. The kind of fasting God truly wants. Is not this the kind of fasting I have chosen? To break the chains of injustice. To share your food with the hungry. Not to turn away from those in need. Fasting is not just about not eating. God does not only want us to deny food. He wants us to fast from selfishness. Practical actions include sharing food with the hungry, giving shelter to the homeless, clothing those who lack it, not ignoring the pain of others. You may eat less, but become more full inside. Conclusion. When you understand your true hunger, fasting is not about losing weight, not about proving your willpower. It is about realizing what is really controlling you. You may feel full, but still be hungry. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Maybe what you need is not more. Maybe it is less. Fasting is not about losing something. It is about making space so you can clearly see what is controlling you and what is truly feeding you. If you are also trying to understand your faith more deeply, wanting to break free from hidden dependencies, and seeking to understand yourself more honestly, then stay here. Subscribe not to follow a person, but to walk this journey together honestly and without fear. Because sometimes what we need isn't more answers, but the courage to ask better questions. And you don't have to do it alone.